Hi guys, I am doing a collaboration video today with one of my really good friends on YouTube. We did a group collaboration probably last year, but we haven't done like a separate one, and Melissa's channel on YouTube is Melissa Parada, and you have to check out her channel because she's absolutely fantastic. I will link her video and her channel in the description bar below. But Melissa came up with the idea of talking about top 10 favourite blushes, and I thought it was a great idea because there are so many blushes that I have in my collection. Certain blushes I use for like certain occasions, and sometimes when I'm filming I tend to use the same blushes over and over again because I know they'll show up on camera. So I do have lots of other blushes that I don't generally talk about but I will still wear quite regularly on a day-to-day basis, or if I go to a wedding or something, and I just wanted to share those blushes with you because if you are looking for a new blush, I would say most of the colours kind of vary and they range, but I have a certain tone that I like to go for. So I'm going to start with the MAC ones. I've got 4 MAC ones and then I've got 6 non-MAC ones, so that there's kind of ones for every budget and every range as well. But I'm really excited because I've got like all these amazing blushes that I probably never talked about. Some of them you'll recognise because I do tend to use them quite regularly in my videos, and some of them I'll have hit pan on and you know which ones I've used loads. But the other ones I would generally wear if I'm going to a wedding and I need something a little bit brighter, or I need a cream blush and I need it to stay on a little bit longer. But again, for video purposes, they don't always go with the looks that I'm necessarily doing. So I'm going to start with my absolute all-time favourite MAC blush, and you will see me use this in so many tutorials, but I'm absolutely in love with it. And it's called Breath of Plum, and this is what it looks like. So on my skin tone, I would say it's absolutely the perfect like everyday blush. It's pink, but it's got almost like a hint of purple in it, which is why I really like it. And I think with my skin tone it kind of looks quite good. Absolutely love the consistency of it. It blends really flawlessly, as do all the MAC. Actually pretty much all the blushes I've got blend flawlessly, but this is probably my favourite blush in the entire world, and it's Breath of Plum by MAC. And obviously I've hit pan on it, but it's still gonna last me absolutely ages because there is so much product in this bad boy. The next one is one that I used to use before I got the Breath of Plum. So it was my all-time favourite before I got Breath of Plum. And this is more a neutral, like nude type blush. But again, for my skin tone, it still looked really good. It showed up on my skin. And at first I didn't think it was going to show up, but it did. But it's like a brownie, beigey, sort of pinky kind of colour. And it's definitely a little bit more neutral. And this is one by MAC called Notable. I am pretty sure these are all in like the permanent line. I'm really sorry if they're not. But this is Notable by MAC. So I'm just going to sort of compare it to the Plum, which you can see like a huge difference. But this is definitely more like a neutral. And this, actually for your skin tone, if you just want to jazz it up a little bit, but they are totally different coloured blushes. And they are both like definitely in my favourite top 10 because they're just beautiful. The next one I have is Plum Foolery by MAC, and it's definitely more of a pink, but it's got a little bit of shimmer to it. I'm going to compare all of them to the previous one so you can get an idea. So this is Notable and this is Plum Foolery. They are very similar, but the Plum Foolery has a little bit more shimmer to it and also is a little bit more pinky purple in tone, but they are both absolutely gorgeous. So Plum Foolery is one that I absolutely love. I tend to wear it more like if I'm going out because it's got a little bit of shimmer to it, and you can also kind of double it up as a little bit of a highlight as well. So that's what it looks like. Absolutely love it. So gorgeous. And I don't actually know why I don't use this more often. I could definitely get away with this, I think, a bit more every day if I wanted to. The next one is one that I definitely cannot use every day because it's really bright. It's almost like bright red pink. The reason I got this is because when you go to Indian weddings, you have pretty much a full face of makeup, you've got a really bright coloured outfit, and you need a blush that is going to show up, and you need a blush that is going to look like you've got a flush the whole day. Whereas the everyday ones I use, yes, they do tend to wear off a little bit, but I really like this blush. And it's another one by MAC, it's my final one by MAC, and it's called Stubborn, and it's really bright. It doesn't look as bright in the container, but if I say compare it to Plum Foolery, you will see how much brighter it actually is. And it's such a gorgeous colour, but a little goes a long way with this. Like if you put too much on there, you will actually look like a clown. And I've done that on several occasions, and people have had to tell me to like blend my blush out because it picks up on camera really well. but also it stays on all day because it's so bright. And I literally have to use a duo fibre brush to apply it because I can't use like a full dense brush. I have to use a duo fibre brush, and you can see the little spots where I've like put my duo fibre brush in there and have to dab it on because it's so bright. But such a gorgeous colour, and definitely something that I think is probably better for, I think everyone can use it, but if you've got a lighter skin colour, I think you'd have to go really, really, really light-handed, and if you've got darker skin colour, you can go a little bit heavier-handed, I think. The next one is one I pretty much use every day, and it's Bella Bamba by Benefit. Definitely nearly getting to the end of this blush. I absolutely love it. It has a really nice smell to it. I don't know why I smell stuff, but I definitely notice the smell with this. I use it almost every day because it kind of doubles up as a highlight as well. It definitely has some shimmer in it. It does show up on my skin tone, but for some reason it's the one that I go for like most mornings, as well as Breath of Plum and Notable. Like, they're the ones I tend to reach for in the morning. Obviously when I go out, I also pull this one out. This is like great for everything, but it's not as dark and in your face as the Stubborn before. So this is kind of definitely more every day, but like I said, because it's got a little bit of shimmer, you don't want to put too much on because it really does show up quite pigmented. So I have to say I'm really, really impressed with this. Benefit blushes, they're really, really expensive. I don't know how much they are, but they're really expensive, but they last a really long time, and the quality of the product is really good. Like, they do last the whole day on my face, which is something I absolutely love. The next blushes are not, some of them are drugstore and some of them are from other random places, but most of them are drugstore ones. The other non-drugstore one is from Inglot, and I got this because the lady in the store said I could double it up as like a lip product, which I absolutely love doing, and it dries almost like a matte finish on your lips. So I thought this was really, really pretty. It kind of reminds me of the Breath of Plum because it's got that same sort of purpley colour to it. So I'm just going to sort of compare the two. But I tend to like these sort of tones. I tend to be more drawn towards like a purpley pink rather than just a pink, because I think it's a bit more flattering. But that, you know, in terms of tone, they're quite similar. In terms of shades, they're quite similar. This is just a liquid version, and it's from Inglot, and it's just got a little pump to it. And I have to say, I have used this as a lip product as well, and I really like it. And it means that my blush and my lips match perfectly. And actually, I kind of like that sometimes. So I do really like this. The way I apply it is sometimes with a like a MAC contour brush, and I dab it on and then I just blend it in with my fingers, or you can use a duo fibre brush, but again, you have to go really, really light-handed with it. The next one I've got is one that I don't think I've ever talked about because I totally forgot that I had it until the other day, and then I was like, wow. A cheek blush which looks like this. So it's on a stick. So what I would normally do is just dab it on like that and then just kind of blend it in, but it's a really pretty natural colour, and it's in Clove, and it's by Boots No. 7. So I'm definitely going to have to get a little bit more use out of this. The reason I think this would be great, and the reason it is great, is because it lasts a really long time. But it's it's almost very similar to my own skin tone, so it doesn't show up too much. It was really great as like an everyday blush that is going to stay put. Or I guess you could use this underneath as almost like a primer for another blush, but it's such a pretty like everyday kind of blush colour, and it's just great because it's in a stick. You can take it with you, you can dab it on as you go. The next one is one that my friend Liz sent me from Chicago. I think she lives a little bit away from Chicago, but Liz and me did a makeup swap at the beginning of my YouTube life, and she sent me this bouncy blush by Maybelline. I'm not entirely sure in the UK whether we have these or not, which is really, really upsetting because it's such a pretty colour. So if you can get hold of these, I'm really sorry. I don't know the shade because it's peeled off, but it's the one that looks like this. So it's like a red pink colour, and it's like a rosy pink colour, and it's beautiful. Again, the best way to apply this is definitely with your fingers. Again, you could use a brush, but I think a lot of the product would just get stuck in the brush and it would smear around and it wouldn't be very good. But this is such a beautiful colour. I think I'm basing it on the colour rather than the staying power, but it is one of the most beautiful blush colours that I own. It's absolutely stunning. The next one I have just rediscovered in the last few months, and I used it in my last tutorial, or a tutorial if I haven't necessarily put it up yet, is the Revlon Matte Blushing Berry 002. I'm going to cover up the mirror, but that's what it looks like. Again, it's really gorgeous for like every day. I think this is one of those blushes that will suit every single skin tone. Generally with drugstore, they do things to suit kind of lighter skin tones, but I think this would look gorgeous on darker skin tones as well. It's such a pretty colour, and it's matte, so you know, you're pretty much good for all day cover, and it doesn't slide, and it's just really, really stunning. and I think I lost it for a really long time and then was like traumatized so I couldn't find it. So now it's going to go like into my Staples makeup bag. The last thing I have is something I'm really, really impressed with. I use this when I go to weddings quite a lot because it's a cream blush. It's Breezy Cheeks blush and it's by the company Oon, which you can get in Boots. Let me just cover that. By a company that you can get in Boots. You just slide up the top and it's got the blush at the bottom. I tend to find a duo fibre brush applies absolutely perfectly with this, and also I tend to find that I can use my fingers or something like that and it applies beautifully. This is a very, very similar colour to the Revlon matte colour, and again, so these two would work quite well as kind of a primer. One would work quite well as a primer for the other one. This I tend to use when I go to weddings because I need something that's going to stay on, I need something that's not going to go anywhere, and I need something that I can possibly layer if I need to. And I think this is one of the prettiest colours I've ever seen in my life. I absolutely love it and I definitely recommend this to everybody. So those are my top favourite blushes. Please don't forget to check out Melissa's channel. She's gorgeous, she knows so much stuff about makeup, she has so much makeup, she's so skilled when it comes to makeup, and I really love watching her videos. She's just got such a nice personality and she's genuine, and you can tell that the stuff she talks about she means, and she doesn't just say stuff to say stuff, because I don't like people that just say stuff to say stuff. She's great. You need to subscribe to her channel. Let her know that I sent you if you go over and check her channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.